Within the stillness, we seek to understand. Have you ever considered the first sound of your name? It is spoken to you daily, a sound that carries love, or frustration, or respect. But have you ever felt that this initial sound also serves as the beginning of your inner path? Ancient wisdom teaches that every sound carries a resonance, a current of energy that flows through the universe. This current can shape the landscape of your inner nature, the way your mind works, and the journey you undertake. Your name is more than just a label. It is an energy signature intertwined with your life, leaving an impression upon your very being. Today, we will embark on a quiet exploration, a deep observation of the letters from A to Z. Let us begin this journey of discovering the profound truths held within the first letter of your name. If your name begins with A, you are a pathfinder. You walk where others hesitate to even look. There is an energy within you that cannot be still. It must move forward. In any challenge, you find yourself carving the way ahead. This could be within your family, your work, or your community. You are the one who initiates the first step. You possess a strong will, a clarity in your choices, and at times, a formidable resolve. When this resolve is aimed with purpose, you can reshape the landscape around you. Your spirit does not seek comfort, it seeks growth. You carry the inner fire needed to create a new way, not to follow an old one. If your name begins with B, your greatest strength flows from the heart. You are a person who does not merely maintain relationships, you inhabit them fully. Authentic love, profound connection, and the well-being of others are central to your existence. You are deeply committed to your home, your family, and your close friends. Often, you place their harmony above your own needs. You are like a source of warmth that brightens the space around you, sometimes at your own expense. If your name begins with C, you are imbued with a creative force that can perceive the world in new ways. Your perspective is not bound by convention. Your unique vision seeks expression, whether through the arts, music, words, or mindful action. You belong to the few who can see past the surface of things. Your awareness does not just see the world as it is, it senses the vibrant potential hidden just beneath. Your inner being recoils from rigid thinking, empty repetition, and dullness. You are an independent spirit, and your energy seeks fresh air, not confined spaces. You are one who shapes what could be from what is. If the first letter of your name is D, then structure, order, and resolve are deeply woven into your path. You can become a bedrock in any storm, the steady presence others rely on when faced with chaos. You are committed to your principles and approach your responsibilities with gravity. Your spirit requires a firm ground to stand on. You feel uneasy with chaos or neglect. You possess a natural sense of duty for your home, your craft, or your community. You take your commitment seriously, and this lends you a profound depth. If your name begins with E, you are vibrant, relational, and your life moves with a swift current. You cannot stay fixed in one place for long. Your soul is hungry for understanding, for meeting new spirits, seeing new horizons, and learning new things. You often bring lightness to others, building connections and lifting them with your own energy. Your life is like a river that never stagnates, always flowing and leaving vitality in its wake. You have an effortless ability to connect. You are skilled in dialogue and open in your perspective. Yet, you find your own center through active engagement with the world. If your name begins with F, you are a spirit that holds autonomy above all. You cannot live under another's direction. You must walk your own trail. Even if it is difficult, it is yours. Your way of thinking is distinct, and you tend to stand apart from the common way. But when you align with a mission, you stand unshakable. Your spirit needs two things: freedom and a clear purpose. When you have both, you can achieve what others believe to be impossible. You have a quiet power that awakens only when you dedicate your entire being to a meaningful endeavor. If your name begins with G, you possess a profound inner world. You observe everything not from the surface, but from its core. You are drawn to stillness, to grounding, and to wisdom. You may be among those who speak little, but when you share your thoughts, Others listen intently. You carry a natural quietude and a wisdom that is rare. You are a true seeker, whether in the spiritual arts or in life itself. Your being is always reaching for what is real, turning away from artifice and superficiality. You are like a candle that burns steadily in a quiet room, whose light helps many find their footing. If your name begins with H, you prioritize balance and harmony above all else in life. You are a gentle spirit, neither hurried nor hesitant. A sense of peace surrounds you, which brings ease to others. You are an exceptional listener and can feel the hearts of others with great sensitivity. You seek gentle accord in relationships, tranquility in your home, and steadiness in your path. Your presence is like a soft melody that does not need to be loud to touch every heart. What you share is felt, not just heard. If your name begins with I, you are drawn to the inner journey. The outer world's distractions do not easily capture you. You prefer to turn your awareness inward. You ask yourself the deep questions. You reflect, and you often find strength in solitude. To others, you may appear reserved, but a vast and active world exists within you. You do not connect with just anyone, but when you do, it is with the fullness of your being. Your soul is on a quest for truth, be it the truth of life or the nature of existence. You are like a traveler who, even in a crowd, walks a solitary path toward a known destination. If your name begins with J, your very essence is a source of hope. You carry an inner light that inspires others to move forward. You are filled with a quiet optimism and can find a seed of potential in any hardship. People feel uplifted and more capable when they are in your presence. Your words, your composure, and your confidence combine to create an energy that can shift the feeling in a space. A bright flame burns within your soul, illuminating the path not only for yourself but for those around you. You are one who lifts others, and that is your unique strength. Have you ever stopped to consider why one person's nature is calm like a still lake, while another's is quick like a summer storm? One person always has a gentle smile, while another seems lost in deep thought. You may have felt that upon hearing a name, a certain feeling or image arises, as if a profound link exists between the name and the person. In truth, this connection runs deep. Our name, and its first sound, reflects the essence of our spirit. This is not mere belief, but an insight derived from generations of deep observation. It is said that the first letter of any name holds a resonance, an energy that walks with us throughout our lives, helping us to recognize the deeper currents moving beneath the surface of our name. If your name begins with K, you are born to walk the path of mindful action. You are among those who do not simply hold a vision, but work diligently to give it form. You do not just ponder ideas, you discover practical solutions. There is a groundedness to your nature. You do not leave your work unfinished. A clear map exists in your mind what must be done, how it should be done, and when. You are deeply feeling, but your decisions are guided not by impulse, but by careful consideration. Your spirit finds its truest peace through meaningful action. You can lead, and you can also serve, because you know that right action is its own form of cultivation. If your name begins with L, you are a living embodiment of love. Your deepest joy comes from seeing others content. You perceive with your heart, and you live from that place. Your awareness can sense the burdens of others, and your presence can bring them relief. You carry a gentle energy that can soothe even the most hardened spirit. Relationship, feeling, and a sense of true connection are the essential needs of your soul. You are like a tree in the world that bears the heat of the sun, so that others may rest in its shade. Your soul finds its home in love, compassion, and sincerity. If the first letter of your name is M, you are a very strong, stable, and self-possessed individual. No matter how gentle you may seem on the surface, your inner core is like a mountain. Once you commit to a direction, you are not easily swayed. You approach every task with complete dedication. For you, integrity is of great importance, both in yourself and in others. You will always help those in need, but do not wish to depend on anyone. Your spirit requires stability, and you maintain your composure through any storm. You become a shelter for your people, and if necessary, you will silently carry great weight without letting harm come to others. If your name begins with N, you are a soul who understands life on a very deep level. You may appear unassuming, but your thoughts, your perception, and your insight are of a high order. You do not simply take things at face value, you contemplate what lies beneath. You could be a very effective thinker, strategist, or guide. At times you may be lost in your own inner world, but when you speak, your words carry weight. Your soul is on a constant search for clarity and truth. You do not extend your trust lightly, but for those you do, you give your complete loyalty. If your name begins with O, you are a spirit that is drawn to wholeness. You feel a sense of discord with things left incomplete. Every task, every bond, every feeling is like a circle for you that must find its completion. You think deeply, but you also feel with equal depth. You are drawn to balance, of mind and body, of work and rest, of connection and solitude. You are like a seeker who, even surrounded by noise, can remain centered within. Your spirit needs stability, respect, and self-worth. You never intend to harm another, but if your dignity is compromised, you will quietly create a respectful distance. Sometimes we meet another person, and without any reason, we feel a sense of trust. Sometimes a person's way of speaking feels genuine, and sometimes another can stir our spirit without uttering a single word. Why does this occur? Why are we drawn to some people, find wisdom in others, and feel an ancient connection to another? This does not happen merely because of appearances. It happens because of energy, and the very first current of that energy comes from the first sound of our name. Each letter is like a seed from which certain qualities sprout within us. When we understand this, we begin to understand not just others but ourselves. So, on which path does your own soul walk? If the first letter of your name is P, you are a person who gives great weight to depth and purpose. For you, no task is merely a task. It is a responsibility and objective. You possess an energy that understands others with ease. You may carry your own burdens, but you cannot bear to see those you care for in pain. There is a maturity in your nature. You are not disturbed by trivial matters. Your focus is often on the well-being of others, on serving a greater good, and on realizing your potential. Your spirit is self-contained. You could say much, but you speak only what is necessary. Your inner stillness is your true power. If your name begins with Q, you are among those rare souls whose perspective is entirely your own. You do not follow the worn path, you find a new way. You have the courage to ask questions, and you wish to understand things at their root. You are not confined by tradition, though you respect its wisdom. At times, others may find you hard to understand because you are not part of the current. But the truth is that your spirit is profoundly deep and independent. You enjoy self-exploration, and your greatest aspiration is for what is true. Even if you must walk alone, when you are on your authentic path, the way is shown to you. If your name begins with R, you carry within you the three forces of leadership, persistence, and passion. You do not approach any task with a divided mind. You either see it through to its end, or you do not begin. There is a presence about you that commands attention. People feel the weight of your words. You move with speed, but you also have the maturity to walk with careful deliberation. You hold a great deal of love for your people in your heart, but if your trust is broken, you also create distance swiftly. Your self-respect is a vital guide for you. You will often choose silence to preserve it. Your soul is like fire, which offers both warmth and a clear boundary. You hold a beautiful balance of passion and wisdom. If the first letter of your name is S, you possess a very feeling and deeply connected nature. For you, relationship, sincerity, and trust are the three pillars of your life. You are not drawn to pretense. You connect directly from your center. You have a depth that may not be obvious from the outside, but those who truly know you feel how authentic and rare you are. You can sometimes get lost in the currents of your own strong emotions, but when you sit in stillness, you find an unshakable calm within. Your spirit is naturally inclined toward love and devotion. You are among those souls who would never harm another, but will quietly carry the burdens of others as your own. If your name begins with T, you are a very steady, reliable, and diligent spirit. You do not seek attention, nor do you speak much about yourself. Your way is to work quietly and let the results of your work speak for themselves. For you, stability, security, and permanence are of great importance. If you begin an undertaking, it is not in your nature to leave it unfinished. You possess a patience that allows you to endure through even the most difficult seasons. Your soul is like a great tree with deep roots in whose shade many find comfort. Your love is also steady. When you commit to someone, you commit on a very deep level. You offer trust and you live by that trust. Now, pause for a moment. Reflect. Did you perceive something new within yourself? Do you now sense how alive these sounds truly are? This is not just a name, it is an echo of the soul's nature. Everything that enters our life arrives with a name. A friend, a teacher, a connection, an opportunity. Every name connects us to a new experience, but the foundation of that experience can be sensed in its first sound. In which direction does it guide our spirit? And in the end, we may reach a point where no name is needed, where only silent, formless awareness remains. If your name begins with U, you are a spirit born to explore the heights of what is possible. You have a desire for boundless freedom, but always remain grounded in reality. You are very independent in your thinking, and you allow others the same space to find their own way. You have a great capacity for compassion, and do not hold on to anger. You may feel a sense of solitude at times, but even within that, you find your own liberty. Your soul requires an open sky where it can contemplate, feel, and know itself. You carry a strength that is born from the practice of many lifetimes. If the first letter of your name is V, you are very balanced, wise, and filled with a spirit of service. Your life can be an inspiration to others because you think not just for yourself, but for the collective. You have the strength to take on great responsibility, whether for your home or for the world. Your mind is steady, and you have the capacity to see life from a higher perspective. There is a quiet spiritual discipline within you that reveals itself over time. Your soul finds its deepest satisfaction in peace, in service, and in silent contemplation. If your name begins with W, you are a very unique and wondrous soul. Your life is not meant to be ordinary. You often find fulfillment only by creating something new, something different. You have a force of imagination that could make you an artist or a deep thinker. You may appear calm on the surface, but carry powerful emotional currents within. Your aspirations are not small, and you dedicate your all to their fulfillment. Your connections are profound. You allow very few people into your inner world, but to those you do, you are forever dedicated. Your spirit seeks creativity, authentic self-expression, and true connection. If the first letter of your name is X, you are a mysterious soul. You are not easily understood, but to those who take the time, you are invaluable. Your mind is always engaged with new possibilities, new ways of being. You can be content in solitude and can also remain unseen in a crowd. You do not like to be held by rigid structures because your soul is that of a seeker, a practitioner who must forge their own path. Your spirit seeks its truth in freedom, in stillness, and in direct experience. If your name begins with Y, you are a very centered and peaceful person. For you, wisdom, right living, and inner development are of great importance. You possess self-mastery, and this is your greatest power. You build your life not with many words, but with consistent action. Your decisions are steady, and you quickly grasp the deeper realities of life. Your soul finds its greatest comfort in faith, devotion, and steady spiritual practice. You do not lose your center, no matter the situation. This is your special quality. And if the first letter of your name is Z, you are a person who lives with a very open heart and profound depth. You have the art of embracing every shade of life. You are generous, tolerant, and also wise. You cannot find peace when you see others in distress. You do what is within your power to help. Your nature is gentle, and your energy is very inviting. Your soul discovers its true happiness in the convergence of balance, love, and courage. You are a soul that, even without seeking recognition, always finds a home in the hearts of others. We have now taken a quiet journey through each letter, from A to Z. Every name is like a sound, a resonance that informs the direction of our spirit. But moving beyond the name, we must remember that we are not the name. We are the awareness experiencing life through this name. As we understand the quality of our own name, we move closer to the stillness that lies beyond all names, beyond all forms, the state of pure being. A wise master once said that the name is a gateway, but the soul is the home. So, let us use our name as a practice, as a way to find the path that connects us to our truest self. If you have gained some insight or felt a new understanding on this inner journey, please share your reflections in the space below. Let us know which letter your journey begins with and what you have discovered. By sharing this reflection, you may offer a light to others who are still searching for the path to meet themselves. Remember, in every name, there is an echo of the soul, and every soul is a unique expression of existence. We will meet again on another part of the path. Until then, be well.